Howdy folks, hope you're enjoying your weekend and welcome back to Casual Saturday with the mighty Jingles. And today, I suppose it was inevitable really, because I pretty much haven't been playing anything but Ghost Recon Wildlands since it was released, although I have found the time to spend a few hours playing Tiger Knights as well, but this game has really been holding all of my attention. I've made no secret of the fact that I don't actually think this is a Ghost Recon game. Instead, this is the sequel to Far Cry 4. This is actually Ghost Recon Far Cry 5, because the gameplay is exactly the same as Far Cry 4. Now that's no bad thing if you're a fan of the Far Cry games, because it's definitely a very worthy successor. On the other hand, if you are a fan of the Ghost Recon games and you didn't really like the Far Cry games, well, you're probably going to be very, very disappointed with Ghost Recon Wildlands. So, grab yourselves a drink and some munchies, strap yourselves in, and get ready for a playthrough of some of the earlier missions in Ghost Recon Wildlands, the sequel to Far Cry 4. The basic idea is that you are one of 4 highly trained Special Forces operatives working under the direction of a CIA contact who goes by the name of Karen Bowman. You've been inserted into Bolivia in order to destabilize and bring down the Santa Blanca drug cartel, which controls a fair old chunk of the country of Bolivia. They've got the military in their pocket, they've got the police in their pocket. They basically run almost a quarter of the country. So how are 4 soldiers, regardless of how well equipped and trained they might be, and 1 CIA spook going to take down what effectively amounts to a small country? Well, you're certainly not going to do it alone. There is a resistance organisation in the Santa Blanca controlled areas of Bolivia. They call themselves the Guitarist 26, but they're under-equipped, under-supported and underfunded, and you're going to need their help. In order to get their help, the first thing you're going to have to do is rescue one of their leaders, named Amaru, who's been taken into captivity. You don't know his precise location, but you do know that there's a Santa Blanca lieutenant in the area who does know his location. So your very first op when you arrive in country is to locate this lieutenant and find out what he knows. So, managed to sneak up on this lieutenant by very quietly taking out most of his sicarios without being detected. There are a couple, there they are.
That makes 5.
Right. Now I know where all of his sicarios are. The guys down there are no immediate threat, providing I can take out the guy on the lookout post up ahead quietly, then snatch the lieutenant over there, who's indicated by the yellow marker. So, get the pistol out. Close in. Cap the guy on the OP post in the back of the head, and then snatch and grab the lieutenant.
Target down.
Alright then, scumbag. Let's see what you know.
Easy. Camina. Pinche cabrón.
Oh yeah, this is not a family-friendly video, by the way. The language is pretty impressive.
Here's the deal, asshole. You answer my questions, or I put a bullet in your gut and leave you to die in your own shit. ¿Lo entiendes?
Chill the fuck out, cabrón. What do you want?
Amaru, where can I find him?
You serious? That's what this is about? Sure thing. He's at Atoya Farm. Go on. Then you can see what we do to people who fuck with us. People like you.
Suéltame, cabrón.
We need to get this done in a hurry. Amaru's an old man. He's not gonna last long under torture.
Shit, if they've been working on him for a while, there's a good chance he's already dead.
Maybe, maybe not. Amaru's a major player in the rebel movement. The cartel will keep him alive as long as they can to find out what he knows.
We can't afford to take any chances. There's too much riding on this. Let's move.
Right, got the location. I'm just going back to tag the various different supplies that have scattered around this Santa Blanca outpost, because the rebels are going to need those. And now we need to organise ourselves some transport. There's not a lot of point in stealth
Let's get moving.
from this point
The
on.
cartel isn't gonna wait around for us to track down and rescue Amaru.
So I'm going to switch to the assault rifle. Minus the suppressor, which will give me increased damage and penetration. And start capping some sicarios. I'm going to use the sync shot. I'm basically designating one target for another member of the squad. And we're clear.
We're clear.
Right, next stop, Atoyo Farm, where Amaru is being held prisoner. This is where the game starts to resemble Grand Theft Bolivia, which again is no bad thing. pretty much every vehicle in the game is available for you to commandeer, whether that's a motorbike, an armoured personnel carrier, or an attack helicopter. I do like the motorbikes though, because they give you a certain degree of off-road flexibility that isn't really available in a pickup truck, or a Jeep, or a four-door sedan. And they're a lot more fun to drive. Also, if you're English, they're initially a lot less confusing. What do you mean, Jingles? Well, here in Britain, the driver sits on the right-hand side of the car, and we drive on the left-hand side of the road. So, the first couple of times I tried to get into a car, I found myself sitting in the passenger seat. Because that's what I'm used to. But, yeah, I mean, that's not exactly a major problem. Actually, non-related story. Well, it is related, but it's not related to Ghost Recon. I've heard that the reason the British drive on the left-hand side of the road goes back to the Middle Ages. If you think about it, if you're a mounted swordsman, you're riding along a track and you're on the left-hand side. If anybody hostile approaches heading in the opposite direction, if you're on the left-hand side, you can fight them. You can draw your sword, and they're on your right-hand side, which is where your sword hand is. Not so much if you're on the right-hand side of the road. So, it makes sense if you think about it. I don't know if it's true or not, but it certainly makes for an interesting story. Anyway, we've got ourselves a rebel leader to rescue, because we get no support from the rebels until we do. And is it just me? Or did anybody else find it amusing that we've got an American Special Forces and intelligence team supporting a communist insurgency against what is effectively a capitalist state? Yeah? Is it just me? No? I found that quite amusing. Anyway, back to the game. The farm is up ahead and on the right. That's where Amaru is supposed to be being held. So we're going to ditch the wheels. And we're going to do ourselves a spot of recon. Because we are Ghost Recon, after all. It's always a good idea to recon an area before you go in guns blazing. And you've got two tools available to help you do that. First, the binoculars. At the start of the game you can't really mark a target with the binoculars unless you're staring right at them, but they are still a fairly useful tool. And the effectiveness of the binoculars, the zoom, and its ability to pick out a target from the background can be improved in the skill menu. You do have another tool available, and that's the drone, which you saw me using earlier, and it effectively functions like a pair of binoculars that can fly around, so it's much more effective. But it has a limited range and a limited battery life, both of which can also be upgraded in the skill menu. First target down. I've decided to make my approach from this side of the farm, because it gives me more opportunity to be able to put down the outlying lookouts without their bodies being stumbled across by their compadres. If we kill that guy there, he's got the farmhouse between him and anybody who might find his body. Right. Oh, hang on. I see one. It looks like he's found the body. Crap. And I have missed him. Right, okay, well, the game is up. They've spotted the body, they know they're under attack. And we are now actively engaged. So it's time to go hot. There's no point in using the silenced submachine gun now that they're actively hunting for us, so I'm switching to the assault rifle, which does not have the suppressor attached. And yes, you can shoot through walls. You're a lot more effective at it if you're not using a suppressed weapon, because while the suppressor does muffle the sound of your weapon, it does tend to mess around with the damage and penetration. And I think that's all of them. Right, Amaru's in. Oh, there he is. Let's get this guy out.
Are you Amaru? What's left of him anyway? Come on, I'm getting you out of here.
So, to complete this mission, we just have to get Amaru back in one piece to Itaqua Echo. And in case you were wondering what the hell Itaqua Echo is, it's just one of the rebel safe houses in this province, which is Itaqua Province. I'm going to tag these comms tools for retrieval by the rebels later. You need the supplies to upgrade your skills, and we're going to boost ourselves a helicopter.
I'll fly. Where are you taking me?
Back to your friends.
Entonces Pacatari has made his deal with the malditos extranjeros, the young fool.
Take it up with him, senor.
You might be sitting there thinking, well, why the hell would you ever use a car when there are these helicopters lying around ready for you to use? And yeah, good question. Cars can't be shot down by surface-to-air missile batteries, and while there aren't too many of those in Itaqua province because it's where you start the game later on, yeah, Santa Blanca has some seriously hardcore military equipment available at its disposal. Not to mention, it's also got the local Unidad army forces in its pocket. Again, not too many of those here in Itaqua Alpha province, but they are going to be a significant problem for you later on. Just up ahead, over the road there, you can see a wall separating Itaqua province from the San Mateo province, and yeah, Unidad has a fairly strong presence just over the road in the neighbouring province there. For now, however, we're just about ready to deliver Amaru to his buddies. Having reached Itaqua Echo, this is now available as a fast travel point.
Hold on, come up on.
Are you hurt?
Santa Blanca is not the most gracious of hosts. These Aucas, these demons, they got questioning me. Let us say, their talk of love was enough to make me vomit. But their methods were not...
Were their names Yuri and Polito?
Si, Yuri Polito.
These are the fucks that tortured Ricky Sandoval while Sueño questioned him. I want them bad.
We only saw run-of-the-mill Sicarios when we freed Amaru.
But I haven't seen Yuri and Polito in at least 3 days, maybe 4. I don't know where they are now.
We need more intel.
We'll search every village and camp until we find something.
Somebody's gotta know something. Gather documents, hack computers, interrogate hostile lieutenants, talk to civvies, whatever it takes.
We'll turn over every rock. Heads up. Bowman's file on Yuri and Polito is coming through.
Yuri and Polito, Santa Blanca's torturers and the boss of this province. They sound pretty nasty. Let's see if Bowman has any intel on them.
There were 4 people in the room the night DEA agent Ricky Sandoval was murdered. El Sueño, the head of the Santa Blanca cartel, Ricky, and the last 2 were La Yuri and El Polito. Yuri and Polito met at a poor state-run hospital in Chiapas, where El Polito was doing his residency and La Yuri worked as a nurse. It was love at first sight. From the first moment their eyes met, they were inseparable. A love like no other. One day, a buchon named La Plaga walked into the ER, all shot up. It was touch and go for a while, but Yuri and Polito were able to save his life. La Plaga was grateful. He showered them with gifts, invitations to the most exclusive parties, even a new car. And after a while, La Plaga made Yuri and Polito the personal medical staff of the Santa Blanca cartel. But that wasn't their main job. See, Yuri and Polito know about the human body. They know how much pain a person can endure before he'll die. They know how to keep a person alive and awake so they can feel the pain. And most of all, they know how to inflict that pain. That's what they do in Itaqua province. When Santa Blanca captures someone that refuses to talk, the Yuri and El Polito make them talk. They break people. Like I said, there were 4 people in the room the night Ricky Sandoval was murdered. Sueño, Ricky, Yuri, and Polito. They kept Ricky alive while Sueño tortured him. Non-stop for 47 hours straight. They broke Ricky Sandoval. Then Sueño executed him.
They're a key part of Santa Blanca's security operation. Remember to check out Bowman's briefing on their chain of command.
Guy in charge of security is El Muro, the Wall. Personal bodyguard and childhood friend to El Sueño. El Muro's little brother is La Plaga. Nasty piece of shit. Very active on social media. Head Sicario for the cartel.
The hunt starts now. We want Sueño, we gotta work our way up the hierarchy. First targets are Yuri and Polito. We find the intel, we track them down, we take them out.
And this is basically how Ghost Recon Wildlands works. Santa Blanca's operations are split into 4 distinct areas. La Yuri and El Polito are the bosses or buchons of the Itaqua Alpha province. They are part of Santa Blanca's security network. They report to La Plaga, who is the underboss of Santa Blanca's security network, and he reports to his big brother, El Muro, who's the head of security, and reports directly to El Sueno, the big man himself. They also have an influence organisation, a drug smuggling organisation, and a drug production organisation, and they all work in exactly the same way. Before I can get to La Plaga, the security underboss, I'm going to have to take out 2 security buchons, and before I can get to his boss, El Muro, I'm going to have to take out all of the security buchons. And since I've already made a start on La Yuri and El Polito, it seems logical that these guys should be my first target. First, however, I'm going to need to gather some more intel, because right now the only things I know about La Yuri and El Polito is that they are seriously screwed up and they're in charge of Itaqua province. So, to the map of Itaqua province, and we're going to look for major intel sources. And these are indicated by the yellow folder icons. You can see that I have to complete 6 missions in order to get to La Yuri and El Polito here in Itaqua, and we've completed 1, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major intel sources available on the map. So yeah, you do the maths. Which one are we going to go for first? Well, that's the closest. Seems like as good a place as any to start. Itaqua province is slightly different from the other provinces in the game. When you're tracking down major intel sources in other provinces, they're designed to uncover information that's going to lead you directly to the boss or the buchon of that province. That's not always the case here in Itaqua. Some of the intel sources are going to do exactly that. They're going to lead me to La Yuri and El Polito. And, ooh, hang on. That's a lot of bad guys. I need to get through here quick. Don't stop, boys. Keep going. Yeah, made it. What I'm actually doing here, this particular intel has led me to a Santa Blanca convoy. And you're going to be doing a lot of this throughout the game, because convoy raids are just one form of supply raid that is going to be the major source of your supply income in the game that's going to allow you to upgrade your skills. And so this particular intel source is doing exactly that. It's introducing me to the whole concept of supply raids.
Weapons free, weapons free.
Chase down a convoy, knock out its escorts, stop the convoy vehicle, and then tag the supplies that it's carrying. Initially, of course, any vehicles that you drive take a lot of damage from the escort vehicles, and you don't do a huge amount of damage back to them. But once again, this is something that you can upgrade. You can increase the amount of damage that you do to vehicles, and you can decrease the amount of damage that any vehicles you drive take. But in order to do that, you're going to need supplies.
Escort vehicle destroyed.
Knocked out one of the escort vehicles. Oh shit, we need to get out.
The LT's trying to run.
That thing's going to blow. Still some bad guys up ahead. Still another one out there somewhere. Is that guy trying to surrender? Oh, he's not. I think there's one more. He's managed to bail out and he's in the bushes. I don't see him. Come on. There he is. No, he's not down yet. Gotcha. Right.
Let's see what we can grab from that truck.
Believe it or not, there are apparently some usable supplies in that burning wreck. So we're going to tag it. And there we go. That is a shit ton of comms tools.
Gracias, amigo. My people will make good use of those supplies. My people are searching for La Yuri y El Polito, but in the meantime, there is something else you can do for us. I have prepared a speech for the people of Bolivia. It is a call to arms that we will broadcast from Itaqua.
Santa Blanca's gonna send troops to shut that down as soon as they hear the transmission.
You see my problem? I need someone dependable to find a radio transmitter and protect it until the broadcast is complete.
Okay, Katari. We'll get it done.
So, Pakatari, the rebel leader, very grateful for the supplies that we just liberated for him, and now he wants to make a propaganda broadcast. Pull this one off and it's going to get us one step closer to La Yuri and El Polito, and it's also going to permanently unlock the rebel broadcast side missions available in every province in the game. Why would you want to do that, Jingles? Well, it unlocks rebel ops. And these are support options that you can call in from the rebels. They can provide you with vehicles, they can provide you with extra troops, they can provide you with diversions, and my personal favourite, you can call in rebel mortar strikes. So we need to find that transmitter, switch it on, and defend it while Pakatari makes his broadcast, because the second that thing goes online, Santa Blanca are going to turn up and try to shut it down.
Dig in. The cartel's gonna hit this place hard once that transmission starts. Guys ready? Fire.
Roger.
Tango down.
Well, he says the cartel's going to hit this place hard. They're going to hit this place, but this is the very first time you've done this mission. It's not going to be particularly hard.
Submitter's done, man.
Weaver keeps complaining that the emitter's taken far too much damage. It isn't. It's not supposed to be hard. It's the first time you've done this. It's here purely to unlock access to these missions in the following provinces. In fact, don't be too surprised if you spend the last 30 seconds of this mission just sitting around waiting for it to end.
Message sent. The rebels are gonna give Santa Blanca hell after this.
So, that's rebel mortar fire support unlocked, and Pakatari has some useful information for us about La Yuri and El Polito.
Compadre, I may have someone who can give you information on Yuri and Polito.
I'm listening.
One of my lieutenants managed to escape from them. He fled to a village called Culta. Rather than give my man up to the cartel, the villagers hid him.
Goddamn bravery right there.
In response, Santa Blanca razed every home and executed all the villagers.
Fuck.
My lieutenant is still being kept alive. Probably so he can be killed in an even more painful way.
Understood. We're heading to Culta now.
Finally, we've got a solid lead. So, off to Culta village. Okay, we're close. So from here on in, we're dismounting and we're going to go in on foot. Oh, is that a dead villager strung up from a telegraph pole? Lovely.
Looks like Culta is still smoldering. Keep an eye out for the rebel they've got held here.
Two there.
Just spotted one with submachine guns. I see a second target.
This weapon isn't suppressed, however. So, switching to the pistol for now. Oh, there's one right there. Take him out.
That's a kill.
And I see another one.
I got a third.
So far undetected. It's always best to know exactly where all of the sicarios are, so we're going to launch the drone.
Tango number 3.
Yep.
That makes 5.
There he is. Still a bunch of them we haven't spotted. You can tell... Oh, and I've gained a skill point by levelling up from spotting bad guys. You can always tell when there are some unspotted bad guys. If you ever look at the minimap, you'll see a red glow. That's basically letting me know that there's still some bad guys out there, a couple of sicarios I haven't actually yet spotted.
There's another one. That's 10.
That is a lot of bad guys. And I'm about to run out of battery.
Sniper out there.
Still a couple undetected. But that's just going to have to do for now. Let's start by taking that sniper out.
That's a kill.
Oh,
Hang back, that tango might spot you. Looks like we've riled them up.
they know they're under attack. And once again, there's absolutely no point in staying quiet once they start actively hunting you. So, assault rifle up, not suppressed.
Shit, they spotted us.
To kill these sons of bitches. Let's go, boys.
Get ready. Fire.
Copy that.
We're going loud.
Engaging.
Damn it, missed. And he's in cover that I can't penetrate.
called Pacatari for some mortar fire.
Roger that, Kumpa. Shut out.
I've got the mortar support, may as well use it. Yeah. Seems like a little overkill, but hey, I couldn't shoot him from here, so what the hell? May as well use it. Boys are moving up. Need to get into cover. No, actually, I'm not being immediately engaged right now. Nobody down there.
Target down.
Frag out. Come in mierda, culeros.
Grenade didn't get him. There's somebody undetected inside the church. The guy who was above me has been taken out by one of his team. There's still somebody around here. Oh, it looks like Holt or Weaver have engaged him. So that, as you can tell by looking at the map,
Well, that was messy as shit.
that's all of them. There are no red glowing areas on the map to indicate an unspotted Sicario. So we know we've got them all. Now to go and rescue the prisoner and see what he can tell us.
Oigan, Gringos, help me get out of here.
You okay, hermano?
What do you want from me?
Yuri and Polito, the fuckers who tortured you. We're here to make them pay for what they did. But we need to know where they took you.
We didn't travel far. I remembered that much, and it was quiet. Out in the country somewhere. There was a smell, like old animal skins. That's all I know. I'm sorry.
It's all right. At least now we know they're close by. Gracias.
And that gets me one step closer to nailing La Yuri and El Polito, part of Santa Blanca's security organization, and destabilizing Santa Blanca's security organization and getting me closer to the big boss, El Sueño. And you can expect to see more of this in next week's Casual Saturday video. Hope you enjoyed it, have a good weekend, and I'll catch you next time.